What's going on, everybody? Today we're going to be fixing the screen on the S8 Plus. Just pulled it off of the heat pad. So what I'm going to do is get some alcohol, gently go in. Then once I have an opening, I'm going to get more alcohol on my thin plastic card. Go in, remove the metal, and very gently we're going to go through the back. Now it does have a little crack here, so I'm going to try not to make it any bigger. Good. Just put a little more alcohol. This is 99% alcohol, so it will not harm the phone in any way. Now when you come to this side, don't go too deep because your fingerprint sensor flexes there. But once you're below, you're good. Okay, that's that. We're going to go ahead and remove all the Phillips screwdrivers. This is going to be a glass and LCD repair on its own without the service pack. It doesn't come with the housing and everything, so I'm going to show you guys how to do all that. Yeah, most of these screws won't come off easily, so I go over it with tweezers and just pull them off. These are all the same size. You don't have to worry about putting these ones in order. Okay, we're going to gently pry up this. This is the wireless charging coil. If this doesn't make contact with these pins over here, it will give you a charging error. Let's put this aside. Gonna go ahead and disconnect the battery. Disconnect the screen. What is it?
Screen, XS Max.
45 minutes. So now we're going to test the new screen before we install it. So what we do is we connect it, the battery, and the power button. Most distributors will not take these screens back once they've been installed, so that's why we recommend to test them before you install them. That way you're not losing money if it's a defective screen. Okay, screen is good. Let's see if I can power it off. I do not have a code. Otherwise I will have to just disconnect the battery. And it's asking for a pattern, so Okay, now that that's good, I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on the heat mat. And once it's ready, I'll be right back. Alright guys, we're back with the S8 Plus fresh off the heat mat. Let's get the screen off. Once again, you dip into alcohol and go right underneath. This LCD is already broken, so we don't care about damaging it. It's as simple as that. Let's get rid of all this excess stuff. Gotta prep this really nice. We gotta get rid of all the old stuff, all the adhesive and stuff. We'll put our own, which is probably stronger than what they have on here anyways. Got to get rid of all this old adhesive because when we put hours over it, we don't want it to. No, we don't want the screen to be higher than the bezel itself because sometimes it could cause that, or unevenly installed, and then you put pressure on it, it can crack. So we like to do it the right way. Dip my cloth into some alcohol. Okay, dry it up. This thing's fully prepped for brand new Tesa. Alright guys, so on the edges we are putting 1mm Tesa. So we pretty much go all around. This is the 1mm.
What's it called?
Sorry, I have to keep stopping. There's customers keep coming in. We're short-staffed today. So once you have it on firmly, just go over it. I will have all the links for the tools and parts we used in the description. You can use at your disposal. That. Now this is all prepped, except I noticed something here. I want to check this out really quick. It's kind of bumpy here. I want to make sure there is not a piece of glass or something underneath. And yes, it is. This is exactly what you want to avoid. That's also another good thing when I say go over it, press down firmly. That way you'll feel it. Okay, now what we're going to do is remove the protective film off our Tesa. Going to get our B7000. Very lightly go around. You don't want to put too much, especially around the earpiece speaker and the cameras. You don't want it to go over it. Nothing that's not fixable. You just don't want to waste more time on a device where you could have avoided the problem. Okay, that's that. We're going to grab our new screen again. I'm going to peel the protective film off. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put the connector in first. Once that's in, sorry, it's kind of hard to do this on camera. I don't have enough space, but okay, once the connector is in, line up your ear speaker mesh with the hole on the screen. Just look all around, make sure it's going in evenly, which in this case this is. That's it. Connect the LCD, connect the battery, test one more time. It's perfectly fine. You can see little gaps, but once we clamp it down, as you can see, it will go into place. Just before I do all that, I want to make sure one more time the screen works fine. Okay, let's go to a white screen. Beautiful, no bad spots on the screen, touch is working. Good to go. So what we're going to do now is put our wireless charging coil back on. Just like that. And put our screws back on. Go ahead and remove the excess glue off the back. It's just as long as it's not bumpy. Nice and smooth. We get our B7000 again. Go around lightly. Just on the edges. Very thin layer. You don't need much. Sorry about that. What we do next is, this is the flex for the fingerprint scanner. That will connect right over here. So we're going to connect that first. I'm sorry I can't put that on camera because it's pretty much right underneath, but it's very easy. You just kind of line it up. Hover over the connector until you feel you're on the right spot. There we go. Oop, came right back off. You just don't have much room over here, so there we go. It's in place. You just line it up. It's all lined up. Perfect. Then we just clamp it up and wait for the glue to cure. It takes about an hour, hour and a half. I like to leave it for 2 hours, a little longer in colder days. But the longer you leave it, the better. It's a full bond in 24 hours. But no customer wants to wait 24 hours, so a couple hours does the job, and then after that it's not coming off. You just let it for another 24 hours. You can still use the phone and everything. It will be fully bonded within 24 hours. Well, that's that. please like and subscribe for more repair videos. If you guys want us to make a video on a certain repair, please let us know in the comments.